Chairman, Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, says the proposed tax reforms bills before the National Assembly is borne out of the high inflation rate, poor exchange rates, and incurred debts by the federal government to service workers' salaries. Oyedele disclosed this on Monday in Abuja during an interactive session with the House of Representatives on the proposed tax reform bills. According to Oyedele, the surge in immigration and investors' doubts about Nigeria is causing more harm than good for the nation. Consequently, the numerous recommendations and proposals put forward are intended to support, not undermine, any region of the country. At the Monday hearing, Oyedele argued that the proposal from over 80 members from the geopolitical zones alongside youths and women, civil society organizations, experts, among others, would only ensure efficiency and give more revenue to states where goods and services are consumed. He further explained that currently, under Section 40 of the VAT Act, VAT revenue is allocated 15% to the federal government, 50% to the states and FCT, and 35% to the local governments.
Section 40 of the Value Added Tax Act today, it says that when we collect VAT, the federal government should take 15%, the state should take 50%, and local government should take 35%. The amount that is to the credit of states and local government should be shared as follows: 20% based on derivation, which is where you got the VAT from. Give them 20% of the VAT. The remaining 80%, 50% is shared on equal basis. And then 30% is shared based on population. That's what we do today. That method of sharing VAT has problems. Number one problem is that derivation is based on head office location.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, said the tax reform bills presented to the National Assembly will be diligently scrutinized in the best interest of Nigerians. Abbas said the House was yet to take a definite position on them because the House owes Nigerians a duty to ensure that the outcome of the bill is in the national interest. The Speaker, however, notes that the four tax reform bills represent critical proposals from the executive to expand Nigerians' tax base, improve compliance, and establish sustainable revenue streams for the nation's development.
The House has not taken any definitive position on these bills. Our role is to scrutinize them thoroughly, ensuring they align with the best interests of our constituents and the nation at large. We owe this duty to Nigeria. I extend my gratitude to the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee and Federal Inland Revenue for their work in presenting these proposals, and to our partners, including Yaga Africa, Budget, and the dedicated consultants and academics who have provided invaluable guidance. Their efforts will help us navigate the complexities of these reforms.
In a similar vein, the Deputy Speaker of the House, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, said the gathering was a testament to the shared commitment of the House to crafting a tax system that not only generates revenue, but also engenders equity, economic growth, and sustainable development for the nation. According to him, tax policy is more than a physical tool, as it is a catalyst for progress, a vehicle for opportunity, and a foundation for inclusive prosperity, and must therefore be rooted in the collective aspiration to create a tax regime that works for all Nigerians, regardless of their economic standing.
Tax reforms should be rooted in our collective aspirations to create a tax regime that works for all Nigerians, regardless of their economic standing. Most distinguished colleagues and invited guests, streamlining taxes should aim at incentivizing key sectors where taxation drives innovation, empowers businesses, and uplifts the most vulnerable among us. In this regard, we expect more insight into how tax reforms incentivize digital economy, how it supports small businesses and low-income household, and more importantly, how the zero-rated value-added tax works or should work. In simple terms, what mischief do we intend to cure? What is the existing tax regime? And where do we want to go from here?
Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, said the agency was awaiting the outcome of the bills. He said the responsibility of the FIRS was to implement policies and laws passed by the National Assembly.
As Federal Inland Revenue Service, ours is to implement the law passed by National Assembly. So we are here today as an observer to listen to the process of law because our duty is only implementation.
Meanwhile, giving an overview of the 4 tax reform bills, the chairman of the Presidential Committee, Oyedele, said there was nothing to fear in the proposals as they are in the best interest of Nigeria, especially states and local governments. It will be recalled that the President Bola Tinubu in September transmitted 4 tax reform bills to the National Assembly for consideration. Anieti Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.